Welcome to the Personality Hire, the show where Riz is the resume. Now, it's been a minute since I did a solo episode, and we decided it was high time to mix things up here at the Personality Hire. So I have roped in a good friend of the show, journalist Elliot Lawry from the Daily Aus. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So he's the attractive voice behind the mic that you'll come to know. So Elliot's going to ask me 20 questions. Think of this like an extended rapid Riz round. 20 questions with the Personality Hire. Let's go.
Let's jump into it. So, Jodie, we're going to kick things off today with some career highs and creative lows. I'm going to start with a big one. What has been your biggest professional win this year, and what did it actually take behind the scenes to get there?
Oh, this is a good question you've prepared, Elliot.
Absolutely.
Okay, so biggest professional win. Keeping in mind I've not prepared for these. We're completely riffing. Biggest professional win, honestly, would be launching the podcast. I don't know if people realize that I was working full-time as a journalist when I launched this. I actually genuinely don't know how I got through August. There was that much going on, but I was completely stubborn that I had to launch this. I felt like I was ready for my own platform again, and I'm proud of it. I think you have to really ask yourself, what is your personal goal when you're launching these projects? And for me, it was just undeniable that it was time. And in terms of what I put into it, oh my gosh, I'm talking money, grit, hard work. I had to get up very early in the morning just to work on the podcast before I'd go in and do a 10-hour reporting shift, because I had to bank. A lot of people don't realize, even before you launch a podcast, you have to bank episodes. You can't launch on zero. So you've got to bank episodes, bank content. I wanted to do a, trailer. There was so many things that I had to prepare before I could even launch. I was working on this for months before I launched. So it was a big push, but I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, massive effort, and we celebrate it.
Yes.
So the next question that I had for you is, when was the last time that you thought about quitting?
I mean, surely you can relate to this, Elliot. Don't we all fantasize in this industry about quitting every 5 minutes? But we never do, because it's that thing inside of you that's like, no, you got to push through the burnout. You got to push through the self-doubt. You got to push through the imposter syndrome, push through the fear. It doesn't matter how many times I think about quitting. I never will. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those symptoms of a bad day, but then you get up the next morning and it's gone.
Exactly. But that's like any job, right? You just got to push through.
100%. All right. Question number 3. What's something people get wrong about making a podcast from scratch? Very topical.
That to me is easy. I mean, everyone has that friendship group, right? Where you're drinking on the balcony and you're thinking, God, we're hilarious. We should launch a podcast.
I've said that a few times
right?
before.
Yep. Every weekend I hear of it. Oh, we're hysterical. Bob, we should start a podcast. People forget how much work goes into this. And I think I was reading the other day, I think 90% of podcasts don't make it past the first 8 to 10 episodes, because consistency is the hardest part of it. Remaining consistent with the content, dropping an episode every week or every fortnight or however often that you've committed to. It's a big push. And I think people go into it with the best of intentions. They want to have fun. They want to put something out there, but it's important to note that this is a lot of work. And the people that make it look really easy, it's because they're putting the work in behind the scenes to make it look effortless for you.
And on those weeks where it's feeling a bit hard, how do you push yourself through those flat weeks where you don't feel inspired?
Well, I think any content creator or any journo or anyone who's in a position where they have to create regularly, you are going to have those weeks where you feel flat. But I think one thing I've learned to let go of is perfectionism. I used to be terrible, but end of day, you just got to get something out. And we have these high standards for ourselves, but sometimes the best way that you can get ahead is just showing up. Once you've committed to something, just show up. Even if you're not, there's episodes where I'm like, yeah, didn't really eat that. Could have done better, but end of day, I still got it out. And consistency is what counts when it comes to podcasting or content creation.
Good answer. Someone write that down. Now, the next question that I had for you is about bridge jobs. So they're those little ones that are maybe in between the jobs that we actually want to do. They're there to, pay the rent or maybe upskill so you can get that next job. Which of the bridge jobs that you've done taught you the most about yourself?
Oh God, there's been so many beauties. There's been so many beauties in my career. It taught me the most about myself. It's funny, but the one that comes to mind, there's been a couple, but one that comes to mind is I was an executive assistant at a very posh, I won't say the name of the school, but it was a very posh private girls' school in Sydney. In the eastern suburbs, I'm pretty sure it's number one, one of the most expensive schools in the country, if not the most expensive. Look, that's not my dream career by any means, but a girl had to pay her rent, and it was right before I landed what was a very pivotal role at a major audio and entertainment company. But I needed something. It was a temp job I took because I was waiting for that to land. And what it taught me was, honestly, it humbled me, Elliot. It humbled me hugely. It taught me patience. Not everything happens as quickly as we want it to. It humbled me. It taught me the value of taking your time. Like, there's beauty in just leaning into the journey. You don't have to get where you're going.
And in those moments where you are maybe feeling down or burnt out by your career, what's your sort of go-to reset?
Well, I'm a big self-care girly. Like, I love massages, facials. I think we all fill our own cup in different ways, or being with just a genuine friend that just fills your soul. Being with good friends and having quality time with my friends really invigorates me, and just a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing, and don't be afraid to take those breaks. I think a lot of people think they're in the thick of it. Oh, I can't stop. You can stop. You can come back to something in a week. You can come back to something in a month, and you'll be okay. Yeah. It's not going to all fall to pieces.
Yeah, no one else will actually notice except for you most
exactly.
of the time.
And even just like with posting, right? And you would know this in your line of work, like, showing up online and working on an episode or content. People put so much pressure on themselves. I think the days of having to post daily, I think personally they're over. I think obsession around times and posting, I think they're over. The algorithm, notice how when you log in now, you're being fed things of interest
3 days ago.
3 days ago,
yep.
A week ago, 2 weeks ago, because the algorithm knows it's of interest to you. So if you need a day, take a day.
That's good advice. The next set of questions that I've got for you are all about how you built this Jodie that we know now, that's full of confidence and full of a riz, as you mentioned up top. So the first one is, when did you realize charisma is actually one of your biggest assets?
That's funny. I think feedback for me, when other people started telling me. It wasn't like I just showed up one day and said, wow, I'm so charismatic. It was trial through fire and recognizing, okay, I have something that helps me to open doors that I shouldn't be opening. There's something there, and I would ask people what it was, and I kept getting, your personality, or quite honestly, Jodie, you weren't the more qualified, but we liked you, or you had something, or you stood out, and I kept getting this feedback around my charisma or personality, and I think I realized that I could use it to my advantage, and I think a lot of people can. But you have to tune into that part of you that's going to help you to stand out. And it can be a quiet authority. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely. You mentioned, though, that there's, a lot of times where maybe you weren't the most qualified person there. How do you overcome that voice in your head that's telling you that imposter syndrome?
I think you honestly feel the fear and do it anyway. There's been many times when I've been nervous about a guest or anxious. Have I prepared enough? Have I done my research? Can I navigate this? Because I'm up against someone who knows their stuff. And that's probably the imposter syndrome kicking in. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. They're going to know you're a fraud. But I just show up anyway. And then it's received well, and I think, okay, why was I so horrible to myself? Why did I doubt myself? We all do it, and I'm telling you, and you would relate to this, we speak to people, right, that have these big, illustrious careers, and they all mirror the same thing back. They tell me they go through the same things, and these are very successful people, and if they're going through it, and we're going through it, everyone goes through it. The difference between successful people and, I guess, how do I say this? The difference with successful people is that they don't let it stop them. They just keep showing up and keep showing up and keep showing up until they break through. It's the people that quit that will never know. So even if you feel stupid, or, you know, you're having a bad day, or you don't like the way you look on camera, you feel ugly, or just show up, put it out there. You will surprise yourself. We are our own worst critics, right?
Yeah.
We pick ourselves apart, and it's like, for what?
Have you noticed a change since launching the personality hire in the way you approach that self-criticism, and has it boosted your confidence at all?
I care a lot less than I used to. Like, I would never have just done an episode like this that I couldn't control and perfectly prepare all the answers to all the questions so I could look like the best, most smartest version of myself. Because I know that's not going to connect people to me. They're not going to relate to that. If you're that polished and perfect, people can't relate to that. They relate to just having a yarn and seeing the real version of yourself. That's what's going to get you to that next level, is when people feel like they're really seeing you.
All right, nice. Next question. What's one misconception about being charismatic or confident?
Oh, I love this question. I've talked about this one before. I passionately feel like this is such a misunderstanding when it comes to people that have riz, or, you know, what I say is charisma. It's not about being that extroverted, loudest person in the room. It's people that have, a lot of the time, a very quiet authority. People that are, you know, they have a self-confidence about them that's evident, and they show up and they just are respected and valued by those around them for how they treat others, how they make others feel. That to me is someone that has charisma. It's about how they make other people feel. The leaders in my life and the mentors that I have around me are not people that are like, rah, 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 look at me, I'm so hot, I'm so great, I'm so whatever. They don't have to say that because they've just got it. You just know by meeting them. They just have that confidence about them. They make you feel great and special and valued when you're in their presence. That to me is someone with charisma. I think you have a lot of charisma.
Oh, that's
Elliot.
very kind. Thank you, Jodie.
You do, but you're not a showy person, right? You don't enter the room like, look at me.
Some people would disagree, but thank you.
Well, I've known you a while now, and I think you have a lot of charisma, and it's a quiet authority that can be built by backing yourself over time.
Well, to that point, there are a lot of people who do kind of lead with a very big presence.
Yes.
Especially in the online sphere.
Yes.
How do you feel you go about keeping your authenticity and the real version of yourself while all that's happening around you online?
Well, I think as an interviewer, as a journalist, you do need to mirror your subject. You need to mirror who you're in the room with. So I do believe in matching energy. So if I'm interviewing someone who's up here, I'm going to elevate my energy a bit to match them, so I don't feel like they're drowning me out. Because you do have those larger-than-life personalities. One that I'm obsessed with, even though she's not an Aussie, is Kiki Palmer. Like, if she was to enter this room, you'd know. Because she's like, hey, I'm Kiki! You know what I mean? So you do have those larger-than-life personalities. I think we need to look at what we mean by performing. The secret is don't perform, just be yourself. How to be authentic is by being yourself. Like, when I think about the way other people are performing online, I don't think about what other people are doing online. I think about what I'm doing online, how I'm showing up online, how I'm being my authentic self. That's what's going to cut through. Quite honestly, I create more than I consume. I don't even watch a lot of what other people are doing online, because why? That's got nothing to do with what's going on over here. So find out what makes you unique and tune into that. Doesn't matter what other people are doing.
Now, you very recently made a return to Sydney after a stint away on the sunny coast.
Yes.
How do you feel like moving back to Sydney has shaped your sense of self?
Oh, shaped my sense of self. If anything, I think it's further reiterated how strong my sense of self is. Because the thing about me in this podcast is I very much walk the talk. Everything I talk about, I've lived. I've been there. I've lived through it. I've had major life changes. I just moved into state. People thought I was crazy. Why are you leaving your reporter job at a major network you worked really hard to launch your little podcast? Because I just know that's what I've got to do. I can't explain it. I have to do this. Trusting your gut, backing yourself, even when other people think you're crazy. And I'm so glad I did it, because I could not be happier being back in Sydney, back with my people. And I just feel really at peace with the choices I've made and confident because I backed myself and made it happen.
Well, we're very happy to have you back. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a rapid fire through these next couple of questions.
Okay.
So I want you to give me what's off the dome. How do you know when to make a career move?
Oh, when you're feeling stifled, stagnant, unhappy, you're showing up to work every day thinking, why the hell am I here? Get out of there, leave, resign.
Ding dong. What's one gamble you took that totally paid off?
Moving interstate for my reporting job. The self-growth I got from that, the credibility, the career opportunities was absolutely worth it.
Mm. And when was the last time you backed yourself before anyone else believed it?
I think I'm constantly doing that, Elliot. I feel like I'm so underestimated.
Every day.
Every day I feel like I'm so underestimated. Most moves I make, I've just backed myself. Family, friends have questioned my moves, but end of day, you've got to sleep at night. So just keep doing you.
And how can you tell if you're being patient or just procrastinating?
Oh, that's a good one, Elliot. I think it's the way it feels, right? When you're being patient, there's a sense of like a deep knowing that comes with that patience. Like you don't have to like it, but you're like, okay, I'm being patient. Procrastinating doesn't feel good. There's a sense of unease. You know, it's like the guilt. You know, when you're procrastinating, you don't feel good about it because you're putting something off that actually is important to you, and it doesn't make you feel good. Whereas patience, it's like there's an inner knowing, I need to just release this. I need to just take a bit because it's the best thing for me. Procrastination doesn't feel good. You can tell the difference in your gut, but you have to tune in.
Well, congratulations on getting through my rapid fire questions. I can't believe you had that all off the dome. I wanted to wrap up actually by sort of looking ahead.
Yes, okay.
Talk about the future a little bit. So I think what most listeners would like to know is what's next for the personality hire.
Well, what's next? Here's the thing. If I reveal too much now, I could shoot myself in the foot. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to leave you with the key word, which is expansion. That's what we're aiming for at the personality hires. Expansion.
Well, you can tell me what that means off mic. If you could lock in one thing for yourself in 2026, what would it be?
Oh, 2026. I would just say more career independence. I would love to be in a position where I can just solely work on the personality hire full time because I'm still on my journalism game in the background, as are you. So yeah, I would love to be able to just work on the show full time, but we'll see what happens.
And a little bit of retrospective to finish things up.
Yeah.
What would you tell the version of yourself who started this podcast?
Oh, that's cute. The version of myself who started this podcast. Oh, probably just that it's going to be one of the hardest periods of your life, but you'll be very, very proud of yourself once you get through this.
It's a gorgeous message to finish on, Jodes. That's a gorgeous note to end on. Jodie, thanks so much for having me onto the podcast.
Thank you, Elliot Lawry from the Daily Aus, my favourite journalist, my favourite journo. This has been fun.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This has been fun. Guys, this is obviously a new thing that Elliot's put together here for us. If you're vibing this format, let me know. Maybe we do it again. Maybe we mix it up with another 20 rapid fire. In the meantime, if you're vibing the show, hit like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Give me that 5-star rating because that really helps the show. And we will see you soon.
Bye.